Good morning everyone, welcome to today's class session. So far we discussed about unit of measure as well as standard conversions of unit of measure. So then let's discuss about inter-class conversions as well as intra-class conversions. So inter-class conversion nothing but converting the unit of measure from one unit of measure to another unit of measure. For example, weight to volume like that. So a intra-class conversion nothing but converting from base unit of measure to unit of measure similar to standard conversions only. You won't see much difference. It is similar to standard conversions only. But if you want to maintain intra-class conversions, so you shouldn't maintain standard conversions. So let's log into the application with our implementation user. So today we'll discuss about creating the employee user also. Select sign in. Select sign in. Navigate to setup and maintenance. Navigate to setup and maintenance. So navigate to procurement offering. Navigate to product management offering. And navigate to items function area. And my small request for everyone, the latest environment which I am going to provide to you, please ensure that do not disturb any seeded setups. So do not disturb any or kill seeded setups in the latest environment, which I am going to share you after. So today afternoon or by evening. Okay? Clear for everyone?
Okay, sir.
So at any cost, do not change any seeded setups. Even functional area of catalog setups also, whatever the existing setups is there. So I mean, you people, please don't change it. Okay. So go to items, select manage unit of measure. Here we discussed about creating the unit of measure classes as well as a standard conversion. So how unit of measure will work? Unit of measure class plus base unit of measure becomes a unit of measure, correct?
Yes.
So we written in a document and I already pasted here in the enterprise structure document. So unit of measure. So how this unit of measure will works? So unit of measure is called base UOM plus UOM class will become a unit of measure. So UOM class nothing but how we are going to measure that. So based on the weight or volume or quantity or time is a unit of measure class, and base UOM nothing but, so any unit of measure is going to have very base. So the base nothing but what is the starting point. So kgs or tons, anything will start with gram only. That is the base unit of measure. So anything volume like inches, cubic feet, or anything will start from inches only. That is base unit of measure. So any quantity, 100,000 or 10,000, whatever the quantity, will start with one only, right? That one nothing but each. That is a base unit of measure. Time, you will say hours or days or years. Whatever the time is there, will start with seconds only. That seconds is a base unit of measure. So a unit of measure is nothing but combination of base UOM plus UOM class. So then we defined a conversions. So we defined a standard conversion. That means one each is equal. So one base unit of measure plus one unit of measure class quantity is equal to one each. Like that, we define standard conversions. Then inter-class conversion. Inter-class conversion nothing but a conversion from one base unit of measure to another base unit of measure. Like, so each belongs to quantity base unit of measure. Each belongs to quantity. So that means each is one base unit of measure, one each. From one each to 1 inch, for example. 1 inch is another base unit of measure belongs to volume. So likewise, converting from one to another base unit of measure conversions, nothing but inter-class conversions. So here we discussed about unit of measures. Then select save and close. Navigate to manage unit of measure for inter-class conversions. So here we are going to define inter-class conversions for item specific. So select create. So item SCP underscore. So test item, because a Dell laptop usually we won't convert laptops right like that. So test item from base unit of measure. So what is the base unit of measure from each? So conversion. So 10 quantity. So 10 quantity. That means so from base unit of measure SEP each to we are converting to EA. EA is a standard conversion. So we are converting to standard EA each conversion. So that is one conversion. That is one conversion from SEP underscore base unit of measure SEP underscore each to we are converting each or else. So let's take an example, some hour. So 1 hour is equal, sorry, okay, don't go with hour, it's a better, we'll go with a, so box or unit. Let me see what else we have. Select search. So one unit, for example, unit is another base unit of measure. So one SEP underscore unit is equal to one each quantity. So when it comes to the class, one each quantity. So one SEP unit will become to one quantity. Tell me one reason why here by default EA is populated and why system is not allowing me to change this to base unit of measure. Tell me. Very basic logic here. So here from base unit of measure from 1 unit to 2 base EA. So why EA is unable to modify? Very basic logic here.
The from SCP unit which we have chosen is based on the each base UOM.
SCP unit based on this class SCP underscore unit. This is the class. This is different. This is different base UOM. This is different unit of measure class. From this base unit of measure 1 unit which belongs to SCP underscore class, we are converting to each one quantity like that. So my question is why it is not in a grade, why it is in grayed out mode, why system is not allowing me to change it?
Because we have given a conversion now.
Sorry? Very basic logic. Okay, I will show you. Select save and close. Select save and close. Go to product information management. Go to task. Go to task. Select manage items. Search item SCP underscore test item. So we are creating in Hyderabad inventory. Just open the item in Hyderabad inventory. Open Hyderabad inventory. So what is the unit of measure? For test item, what is the unit of measure?
Each.
So EA, right?
Yes.
That means any interclass conversions you want to do from should be anything. From anything you can use as a from unit of measure. But from any unit of measure to from any base unit of measure to which unit of measure you have to convert? 2 should be EA only, right?
Yes.
2 should be. So you can convert anything. So for example, in this scenario, interclass conversion, in this scenario, simple thing. So I have an item SCP underscore test item. So which is having a unit of measure is each. So in this scenario, if you want to perform any interclass conversion, from you can maintain any. But end of the day, 2 base UOM should be what? It is each only, right? From any unit of measure, we are going to convert to each. Correct me if I am wrong.
Yes.
So that means, so from one, so some base unit of measure is what? So let's take an example, 1 unit. So 1 unit belongs to UOM class unit. UOM class unit. So that means from unit, SCP underscore unit is the UOM. SCP underscore 1 unit is the base UOM. Base unit of measure. So from base unit of measure, SCP underscore 1 unit is base unit of measure, and UOM class is unit. From this unit to this is base unit of measure. So to which unit of measure we need to convert for this item?
Okay. Unit of measure.
So likewise, so conversion 1. That means 1 SEP underscore 1 unit is equal to 1 each. That is what we will convert. Same scenario, we can repeat it. Same scenario, we can repeat it. Let's take an example. So some base unit of measure I have. So box. So UOM class also box. UOM class also box. So in this box, actually what I will say is base unit of measure is 1. So 1 box. So UOM class also box. So 1 box is going to contain, let's take an example, 12 quantity. So one box is going to contain some 12 quantity or 10 quantity. In that scenario, so from box to EA I have to convert. Then how we are going to convert this one? Let's take an example. UOM class is quantity only. So let's take an example. 1 box is the base unit of measure. UOM class is quantity, and I have to convert to my item base unit of measure is each. I want to convert box to each. In 1 box there is 10 quantity. Then what is this conversion? What is this conversion?
12. No,
0.1.
Yeah.
So 0.1 box will become 1 each for our scenario. Correct? 0.1 box is equal to 1 quantity, 1 each for us.
Yes.
Because in a box there is 10 quantity is there, 10 quantity is there. So how we are going to define conversion? From box base unit of measure to we are converting to, so each base unit of measure, this conversion will box. So in this box what we observed is there is 10 quantity will become 1 box. So from box to EA the conversion is 0.1. Likewise, we can convert from weight to volume also. We can convert to weight to volume. For example, just let's take an example, SEP underscore sum. So what we will say is I will take one scenario. So petroleum, chemical, some chemical, SEP underscore some chemical. Let's take an example, chemical. I will create one item. So salad, save and close. Just give me 1 second, guys. Just give me 1 second. Okay. So let's create one item. Select create item. So organization SEP underscore IMO SEP underscore item class. Okay, let's take an example. I'm applying a purchased item template. Select OK. So okay. So item SEP underscore some chemical. Let's take an example. Item name is some chemical. So this primary unit of measure is chemical. I am going to measure in weight. So what is the unit of measure for weight? Let's see. What is the naming convention we have? Unit of measure is not blank. Unit of measure class is not blank. Select search. There is a weight one. Some kg. Okay. Here we have some kg is weight, mg milligram is weight. So some ounce weight. So everything is weight. So let's take an example. I am taking the unit of measure as kg. Kg is my unit of measure. Kg is my unit of measure for this particular chemical. So base unit of measure or primary unit of measure is what? What is primary unit of measure here?
kg.
So what is the tracking primary unit of measure? It's the kg only. So in kgs we are going to track it. Select, go to associations, navigate to associations. Let's associate with Hyderabad inventory, apply and done. So select save. Select save. select, save and close. That's fine. Now I want to convert from volume to weight. So for example, by default it is weight, but 1.2 liters of chemical is 1 kg of chemical. So that's what I want to define. Is it interclass or intra-class or standard conversion? What is that?
Interclass.
Interclass. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, others, are you sure, guys? Guys, one thing, based on your responses only, I will give the training sessions. For example, we don't need to take this much in detail. So if you take this much in detail, it will take minimum 4.5 months or 5 months also sometimes to complete the batch. Based on your response only, I'm going to train, guys. So if you don't respond, as I said, as I promised, within 3 months, I will close the batch. That is what our demo what I mentioned. But if you respond well, so then I will explain long time with each and every topic in detail. Okay, so at least from tomorrow onwards, please make your notes as well as please try to respond. So okay, select done. Select done. Navigate to setup and maintenance. Navigate to setup and maintenance. So navigate to product management. Now I want to perform a interclass conversion for chemical item. Chemical primary unit of measure is kg, but I want to decide that 1.2 liters of chemical. So 1.2 liters, what is the unit of measure class per liter? Per liter, what is the unit of measure class?
Volume.
Volume. So that means 1.2 liters of which belongs to volume class, 1.2 liters of chemical will become 1 kg of chemical. That's what I just want to define a conversion, which is a interclass conversion. Go to manage unit of measure for interclass conversion. Now select create. So item. So you can just start typing and just tab out, or else if you don't know like that, then just click on search button. Click on search button, just standard search criteria. Search item SEP underscore chemical, select OK. So what is the base unit of measure here? What is the base unit of measure here?
Liters.
When I choose sorry, it is LB, right?
LB.
So when I define the primary unit of measure as kg, why it is showing as base unit of measure LB? Simple question. So I defined as a primary unit of measure is kg. SEP underscore chemical. Primary unit of measure. Primary unit of.
Sarath,
Yes.
you said right, it's a base unit of measure. That's
Yes,
something nothing but
converting
minimum.
from base to one source base unit of measure to another base unit of measure. For kg is primary unit of measure. But if you verify these setups, then this kg will become base unit of measure LB plus unit of measure class weight. Correct? Now if you have a doubt, what we'll do? So we'll cancel and we'll test that standard conversion for that item. If you have any doubt, guys, so we'll test the standard conversion. So tell me how I have to verify the standard conversion for kg. What is the setup? Manage unit of measure. Go to manage unit of measure. Search the unit of measure name kg. Select search. So here, so unit of measure name is kg. So which is a kilogram. Class name is weight. Base unit of measure is LB. If you go to manage UOM standard conversions, some 2.20462 is equal to 1 LB. Like that, they defined kg. Something they defined. That means the base unit of measure is LB. Base unit of measure is LB. That is the reason when I try to define an interclass conversion, it is coming as LB, because we are converting interclass conversion nothing but we are converting from one base unit of measure to another base unit of measure. So here I clearly mentioned one base UOM conversion between one UOM to another base UOM within OEM class. Sorry, that is interclass here. So one interclass, a conversion from one base unit of measure to another base unit of measure. So that is the reason it is populating as LB. SCP underscore chemical. Sorry.
How do we handle in case we don't want to convert into LBs, because just in case we take an India implementations, we really
No.
don't want.
KC is a unit of measure. Interclass conversions, we are not going to do at unit of measure level. We are going to do it at base unit of measure level. Interclass conversion means we are going to convert one base UOM to another base UOM. So if you don't want to do like this, just the standard conversions we have. Just you can go with standard conversions, but you cannot convert weight to volume. So in standard conversions. Okay.
Okay.
Then, so from which base unit of measure I am converting? So select search. Let's see. I think that is a volume is something like inches or something is there. So cubic inches is the volume one. Cubic inches is the volume one. So then what we need to do? So 1 cubic inch will book. Also, how many cubic inches will become 1 LB? So we need to define. So in real time, what we will do? So we will go with real conversions. So let's see. Just let's Google it. How many cubic inches will become cubic inch to LB? Let's see what is the conversion. So 0. The pound amount 0.087 LB converts to 1 cubic inch. So that means 1 cubic inch is equal to 0.087 LB. So that means something like 1.2 cubic inch will become 1 LB. 1.2 cubic inch will become 1 LB. This is what a interclass conversions. So we can go with cubic inches, some pounds conversion. So just we'll open something. So pounds to cubic inches. So let's go to pounds to cubic inches. So okay, it's a pounds to cubic inch. We'll go with LB to cubic inch. So LB or inch. So some conversion is there. So your value pound per cubic inch or LB. So what is this one? Cubic, where we can see something. Pound per cubic inch. Sounds actually something it's a close to 1.2, just somewhere you can see the conversions. So some 1.2 cubic inch will become 1 LB. 1 LB. 1 cubic inch will become 0.86 LB only. So that means 1.2 cubic inch will become 1 LB. This is a interclass conversion which we defined. So that means this will belongs to separate base UOM and this is another base UOM. Even we maintained a different class also. So again, is it mandatory to maintain interclass conversion from one class to another class, or within class can we maintain interclass conversions? Within 1 unit of measure, within 1 unit of measure, so let me remove. Can I maintain interclass conversions between, in 1 UOM class, between 2 different base UOM belongs to. So just tell me yes or no.
No.
One say no. Okay. Second, 2 people say no.
No, sir.
3 people say no. Okay. What is the definition here? Interclass conversion. What is the definition?
Converting from
One base unit of measure to another base unit of measure, but I didn't say that one class to another class, right? That means it is yes here. It is yes, we can convert. Why the name? So for example, okay, I will tell you. So box is 1 base unit of measure. I defined as a 1 base unit of measure. So each is 1 base unit of measure. So each is 1 base unit of measure. So I am converting from box to each. I'm converting from box to each. It's not about the standard conversion. Converting from different base unit of measure to so different base unit of measure, but both unit of measures belongs to both base UOM belongs to which class? Let's say quantity class. So interclass conversion nothing but it's a from one to another base unit of measure. Then what is a standard conversion? A standard conversion nothing but I will show you that one also. Select search. So we define something, right? SCP something. Yes. S each. So a standard conversion nothing but here we said dozen. Let's take an example dozen. So dozen is another unit of measure which belongs to class name quantity which belongs to base UOM what?
Each.
Here each also each only base unit of measure. Here also each only. But what we defined go to manage UOM standard conversion. 12 each is equal to 12 each is equal to 1 dozen. 12 each is equal to 1 dozen. That's what we define. But end of the day, both belongs to which unit of measure, which base UOM?
Each.
Rather than from each. So that means this is also belongs to this class only. This is also belongs to this class only. Rather than doing that one, I'm maintaining class name is same. But for dozen, so rather than dozen, here I have a box. So let's create a box. Select create. SEB, okay, something SEB something. So SEP underscore. So let's take box. So SEP underscore. Let's take an example box. So which belongs to class is SEP quantity. Select OK. So in SEP quantity we have only one. So class. Let me take. So SCP class code, just go to add SCP quantity. So we have one more setup to maintain this one. Ideally, we should have one more setup. Let me check that later. Okay. I mean, ideally it should S only, guys. It should S only. So I will check this setup because earlier we tested this scenario also. So just I will verify this setup. Okay.
But Sharath, in the standard conversion, I think you need to define and you need to the conversion, like whether it is a box contain 4 or 8 or something, you need to define.
Yeah, that is standard conversion. But here, this is a conversion from one base UOM to another base UOM.
Yeah.
So ideally, that is one, and it should also yes. But I mean, just I'm unable to see the field. Let me check. So okay, because I mean earlier we tested this scenario. That's why I counted as yes, but I didn't see the field. Let me check that one also. Okay. So this is a interclass conversion which we are converting. Okay. Some document. Okay, Sribya, I will go through that one. Okay. Okay. So this is interclass conversion. This is interclass conversion. Then a intra-class conversion. So if you want to maintain a intra-class conversion, so first what I told you, first mandatory one. Intra-class conversion, usually we are not going to define standard conversions at all. Usually standard conversions nothing but which we will define for unit of measure. Standard conversions like one box is equal to this is what one box, like that we will define a standard conversions at unit of measure level. But intra-class conversions which we are going to define for specific item. Let's take an example, SCP underscore Dell laptop. SCP underscore Dell laptop. So from SCP underscore Dell laptop, let's take an example, some box of 6, okay, some S underscore each. Some S underscore each nothing but how many quantity is that? So one quantity for this specific one, or else, so we will say box. Let's take an example, we defined as one box. Okay, what I will say is first let me define one unit of measure. Go to manage unit of measure. Just let me define one box. So select create SEB unit of measure class, unit of measure name SEP underscore box. So class name. So box already exists. Okay, see box we already created, I think. SEP percentile.
Yeah, sure. Just now you have created.
Okay, SCP underscore box. So here we said that unit of measure is box. So box is one quantity, one each nothing but it is one box. One box, that is fine. We say one box here. But when comes to the Dell laptop, go to intra-class conversion, select create. So SCP underscore Dell laptop. For SCP underscore Dell laptop, when you say SCP underscore box, how many quantity will be there? That's what a intra-class conversion. For specific item, we say box, that is fine. So unit of measure name SCP search, go to advanced. Unit of measure is not blank, description is not blank. Okay, go to advanced. Unit of measure starts with SE percentile, select search. Is not blank. So box of 6. So we're seeing only 6. Why we're unable to see other things? Let me check.
At item level, we have defined that, so it is going only those list of values, I think so, for this item.
Okay. So for this item, okay, I think we chosen as first thing each only. Yes. Okay. So why only those things are showing is, I got it. So at item level, what is the UOM we chosen?
Each September.
Each. So for each, what is the class it is? Let's see. So for, we'll verify from one by one. So first open the item. So go to manage items. SCP underscore Dell laptop. So Dell laptop. So just open anywhere. So primary unit of measure is each EA, that is a primary unit of measure. Then select save and close. Just let's verify that primary unit of measure each. So verify the each class. So go to product management. Navigate to items. Select unit of measure. Unit of measure name EA. Select search. So each has the class quantity. So let's search with class. Okay. So let's search with class. Select setup and maintenance. Navigate to product management. Select items, manage unit of measure, search with class name quantity only, select search, class name quantity, select search. So go to advanced. So class name is not blank. Let's take an example. Description is not blank. Select search. So the class name is quantity. Select OK. Select search. See what are the values we have by using the same class? What are the values we have by using same class? So these are the only list, right?
Yeah.
So that is the reason intra-class conversion nothing but but only for items, specific item from within one class only, right? So SEB it's not SEB, okay, SB something. So SEP underscore. So box, I think a box is exist. So let's take an example. So one box something naming convention. SCP underscore one box. I'm going to use the class as quantity only. Class as quantity. Select save. At this moment, I'm not defining any standard conversions. So it is EA nothing but it is one quantity. That's it. One box nothing but it's one box quantity. That's it. So I defined very basic. Okay. Now go to manage unit of measure for intra-class conversions. Select create. SEP underscore Dell laptop. So for Dell laptop, one SEP underscore box nothing but how many each quantities. For Dell laptop, when I say box, it is 20 quantity. But same thing. So for HP laptop, I can maintain one box nothing but only 15 quantity. Like that, can I decide or not?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
here for Dell laptop, it is one box nothing but it is 20 quantity. But sorry, it's not Dell laptop. It's let's take an example. HP laptop. For HP laptop, when I say one box is equal, let's take an example. It's a 40 quantity. That means end of the day, unit of measure is one box only. But when it comes to the Dell laptop, it is one box nothing but where I'm going to maintain 20 each, 20 quantity. When it comes to the HP laptop, where I say box means it is how much quantity?
40.
40 quantity. This is a intra-class conversion. That means intra-class conversion nothing but it is not at a base UOM. It is not at a base UOM. So it is converting from one unit of measure. It's not base UOM. It's the unit of measure which belongs to same class, which belongs to same base UOM. So, but same base UOM from one unit of measure to another unit of measure, which we are converting. So will become a intra-class conversion. So this is what we said. So between UOM and base UOM within one UOM class. It's not OEM, it's a UOM. This is what we written right yesterday. So within one UOM class, within one unit of measure class, from one unit of measure to base unit of measure conversions, or else you can say from one unit of measure to another unit of measure, which belongs to within unit of measure class is a standard conversion. Is not it is specific, but inter and intra is yes. Standard conversion nothing but a standard conversion like 1 dozen is equal to 12 quantity. That is a standard unit of measure conversion. So inter and intra class nothing but it's a for specific for item, and within that inter class conversion nothing but from one base UOM to another base UOM. Intra class conversion nothing but so from one primary unit of measure to another primary unit of measure. So which belongs to within unit of measure class plus within base unit of measure. Okay, guys.
Yes, Sarath.
Okay.
Yes.
Then fine. So what we'll do is in today's session only select save and close. So far, how many types of users we have in cloud application? Main users. Mainly, how many types of users we have?
2 users. Employee.
One is implementation user, another one is employee user. So far, we created implementation user. Correct?
Yes.
What is the navigation to create implementation user?
One
Procurement.
is through security console and the other from the offering.
Another
To
from
the
offerings. Anywhere, so if you click on create implementation user task in any offering, it will navigate to security console. It will navigate to users tab, or else from the tools. That means from navigator, from the tools, if you click on security console, it will navigate to security console only, but by default a roles tab will open. So from there we are creating implementation user where we assign the roles also. But a employee user nothing but a business user. First point, a business user. So if you want to create an employee user, first you need to implement application till business unit. At least till business unit you need to implement the application. That is the first requirement to create a employee user. And second one, the navigation. So navigate to procurement offering. Not only procurement, we have same navigation available in product management and other stuff also. Anywhere, go to users and security functional area. Here you can see manage user task. Select manage user task. So select create. Select create. Select create. Plus icon nothing but create. From here we are going to create a employee user. From here we are going to create a employee user. So my employee user is SCP underscore employee user 1. So first point. So then title some Mr. So email is mandatory for employee user. So for environment, so which I have given to you, you can use your email ID. First point. In which environment? In ADC3, not in another environment which I am about to give. So in ADC3 environment which you are using for demo and purposes, in that environment, so you can use your email ID. But another environment which I'm about to give, don't give your mail IDs. Just give some dummy mail ID. SEP user1 at mail.com. So I'm clearly saying don't use clear email IDs. Okay, guys. So in the environment which I'm about to share. Okay, hire date. When we are hiring this person, 1st October, or else even you can choose the past data. So I hired him on September 10th. So then enter username. So select username. SEP underscore employee user 1. So link user account is a new concept from release 13 18.05 database update. That means one person itself can act as a implementation user and employee user. One person can act as a implementation user plus employee user in cloud application. So this feature is available from release 13 18.05 update only. So that means which we got in September 1st week, like that. So earlier, one person will act as only implementation user, one person will act as only employee user. That means, so you have a employee in your organization, some employee is there, a warehouse manager. You want to give access to implement setups as well as you want to give access to perform operations. Then you have to create two different users for that specific user in earlier versions. But from now, one person can act as both implementation and employee user. At this moment, I'm not going to link to any user account. If you choose link to user account, then you have to select user account to which you want to link it. I'm not going to link any user account first thing. At this moment, I'm not going to. At this moment, first we'll create username. So it's a simple scenario. We'll test later. Just a 2-minute scenario only. Send username and password. If you enable send username, yeah, okay. So SEP underscore username, user notification preferences. So if you want to send username and password, then system will send this username and password to our email ID. As I'm giving dummy mail ID, it won't trigger. And I'm clearly saying I won't keep on saying, because if our vendor comes back, maybe he will revoke the access also sometimes. That is the reason I'm saying that the environment which I'm about to provide, don't use real mail IDs and don't disturb secret setup. So person type. So here it will differentiate. So what type of employee you are creating? See, cognizant worker or employee, what type of employee it is? It's a employee user. It's a employee user. Then this employee user belongs to which legal entity? So SCP underscore legal entity. Why legal entity is mandatory for an employee user? Tell me. Why legal entity is a mandatory for employee user?
To come to
Payroll will
know
be happening.
under which organization he will be falling in.
Yes, because we need to pay the salary. If you want to pay the salary under some legal entity, we need to recruit him. So we already created one legal entity where we enable legal employer information as well as payroll statute unit. So that means, so we are recruiting this employee under SCP legal entity. From there only we are paying salary to him. And for which business unit you are recruiting. So his base location is South BU. So that means, can't he work in North business unit? Can he work or not? For example, a general scenario.
Yes, he can
Yes,
work.
he can work any business units based on the data access. Okay, but his base location going to be South business unit. His base location, for example, so we are IT people. So let's take our base location is Hyderabad. If requires, we will have to travel in Gurgaon, but our base location will be Hyderabad only. So or else we can change the base location. As well as if required someone has to travel to on-site, they will travel to client location also, but their base location will be Hyderabad. That's what a business unit. Again, anytime we can change the business unit also. That's not an issue. So this is the base location. So select, save and close. We have a concept of auto provision roles and other things which we have to dealt at the time of security console. Security console we are going to discuss in November 2nd week, like that. Select, save and close. Select, save and close.
Sharath, isn't it mandatory to give to whom he is reporting to and all over
No,
here?
those things are not mandatory. So if you want the manager and all those details, you can enter. The manager and remaining details you can enter, but it's not mandatory.
Okay, Sharath.
Select, save and close. So creation of employee users only we are going to do this from this task, but assigning roles and everything will be taken care from security console only. Okay guys, only creating employee user we will do from this particular task. But again, if you want to add any role, you have to go to security console only. Again, if you want to reset password, you have to go to security console only. So anything you want to change, you have to go to security console only. So let's navigate to security console. So just go to navigate to security console. Navigate to security console. Select. Okay, that's fine. Users, search our user. SCP underscore employee user 1. See, for employee user 1, you can see associated worker information. If you see implementation user, you won't see any associated worker information, but for employee user, it is associated with South business unit. He is having a person number. So that person number is a seeded DB sequence, database sequence. Okay, so this is the person information. So if you want to add any role or anything, again from security console only you have to do it. So from security console only you have to do it. So it reset password or anything. Okay, just I'm going to reset password. Select reset password. So by click on edit also we can reset password. From here also we can reset password. The password policy seeded is 8 characters and 1 number. So if you want to change, go to security console administration. There you can see the password policies, user creations and everything. So that's fine. Now log into the application with employee user. Log into the application with employee user. Select confirm. Select confirm. SCP underscore employee user 1. Select sign in. Select sign in. See, this is the employee user where we don't have setup and maintenance access because we didn't give a role. So even if you give role also, still we won't perform all the tasks because it is an employee user and it is not associated with any implementation user task. So, and so far we didn't assign any roles. This is a employee user which we just created. Okay, so that's fine. So
Sharath,
yeah.
like the user who is having an employee access will be having that procurement where he can do receipts and requisition access, right?
So
But here,
requisitions and everything, yes, it should have a
but
procurement agent setup. Yeah.
but here in this employee user, we are not able to view that.
The reason is I even didn't added employee role. So if I add employee role, so employee role is having all that basic privileges. I will show you. I will show you.
Means you mean like though he is the employee user, we need to assign the role as employee
Yes.
also.
Yes, we need to assign employee role, or else if you don't want to assign employee role, then procurement requester role is having that privileges. Okay. If you want to see
Okay.
purchase requisition, as you have to assign procurement requester role, or else seated employee role is having that privileges. See, for example, I will show you. So this is the roles. Select okay. So employee role. It is abstract role. Employee anything OR or PR anything is fine. So employee role. So here this role is a privileges for manage requisition task. That is the reason we are able to see requisitions when we assign this role. So if you don't want to use this employee role, then which role you need to assign? Procurement requester role. Okay. So same thing, this manage requester inherited by requisition self-service user, and this requisition self-service role is inherited from which role? Procurement requester role. So if you assign procurement requester also, you can see it. Okay.
And why do we have a two row for each row?
This is the
We have
inheritance
two
concept.
options.
Yeah, I mean, inheritance concept is there, which we'll discuss at that time of security console. So far, we are just going to assign roles, and I'm going to give the list only. So in November 2nd week only, we'll discuss security console. Okay. It's one by one sequence. Till there, just follow. We need to assign some 5 to 10 roles only. Just use that roles. Then how exactly that roles privileges will work. So we'll deal at that. We'll deal at the time of security console, which is part of our training only.
Sharath,
Yeah.
one question like. Sharath, you're able to hear me?
Yeah, I'm able to hear you, Sudhir.
Sharath, which you have created a new employee. Suppose if we want to assign only a particular menu or a functions like so like in R12 like we call it as a functions and a menus like, so these are the roles which we select with a restricted access or something.
I mean, last words I missed it.
No, Sharath, what I'm trying to tell is like, see, if you have created a new employee, right? We have created a new employee.
Yeah.
So in that employee, like I want to give a user with only a restricted access, like
Yeah, I mean, restricted access means it's simple things, sir. So you have to just customize the roles and just give that custom role only.
okay. Oh, sir. Roles is nothing but like in R12 we call it as like menu.
Responsibilities, menus, functions, sub-functions. Based on that one, we are going to provide security to the application from
Okay.
users in e-business suite. When it comes to the Oracle Cloud application, with the help of role-based access control, so in the role-based access control, we have privileges and role inheritance concept. Based on that one, we are going to restrict the users to access the application.
Okay. Okay. So here also we need to customize that role.
Yes, based on your requirement, you have to customize the roles.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
That customizing the roles also part of our training only.
Okay.
So then, so far we are done with the product information management, and 2 more concepts are need to discuss. Those are new item request and change order management. They are also simple concepts only, but I just say BPM workflow knowledge is required, which we'll discuss at the time of procurement or at the time of real time. At the time, just we are going to discuss a overview on new item request and what about this change order management. So then, from tomorrow's session, we'll start with inventory.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Okay.
Sir, why we have created this employee user now?
Because tomorrow onwards we are going to
so-
discuss inventory.
Okay, okay.
I mean, same inventory transactions you can perform from implementation user also if you assign roles, but few areas employee user is mandatory.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. And one more thing, guys, we are about to start a new batch on this Saturday. The class sessions for the batch is the morning 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. If any of your friends is interested, let us know.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, everyone. So I'm going to share the new instance by end of the day. Have a nice weekend, guys.
Okay.
Sorry, have a nice day.
Thanks.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Sharath,
Yes, Manu.
can you share the recordings yesterday's and
Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thanks for joining. See you tomorrow.